Do you want to know what the easiest way to make Robux as a solo dev is? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna start yelling and spamming sound effects like everyone else who just talks about it but aren't actually about it. There's actually two very easy ways to make a ton of Robux as a dev. The first method is by doing commissions. This is the best method if you don't have enough experience to make a full game. Commissions are kind of like jobs. For example, this guy wants you to build a cool house for his game, or he wants you to code a simple admin command system, or he needs an artist to make a thumbnail for him. Now, there are two ways to do commissions. The first way is by finding jobs on the Roblox Talent Hub. The link is in the description. The second way is by joining the Hidden Devs Discord server. Link is also in the description. And this Discord server is basically full of devs that are hiring builders, scripters, artists, and whatnot. And there's also like channels where if you have any errors, you can ask experienced people for help. Now, that was the first method. The second method to make a ton of Robux as a dev, which is the method I'm using, is finding a gimmick. Obviously this method is going to take a bit more effort since you need to actually make an entire game. I'm going to take an example of my friend's game. It's called 1 Robux is equal to 2 shapes. And the entire gimmick is to make the server lag by spamming Robux, which therefore spams a ton of shapes, obviously. Now my game, called The Final Countdown, has 1.6 million visits. It's still pretty active, but it doesn't compare to its 2,000 players it once averaged. And basically the gimmick of my game is to strike curiosity. The game has a 1 million second timer, which saves and is global across all servers. This timer can be brought down by waiting it out, spending Robux, or simply by doing things in a game like completing an obby or by playing Plinko. Alright. Also, every time the timer approaches 0, there's like a massive spike of players, since everyone wants to find out what happens when it reaches 0, but since the game died down, there's no more spikes of players. Now here's the stats for both of our games. My friend's game, 1 Robux is 2 shapes, has 1 million visits. It took like a week to make, and it made him 1.5 million Robux, which equals to $5,245. And now my game, called The Final Countdown, has 1.6 million visits and still has a few players playing. Took 3 days to make and made me 2.3 million Robux, which equals to 8,000 US dollars. But since I live in Canada, it's 10,874 Canadian dollars. If you don't know how to code, I suggest watching tutorials or by simply trying to understand other people's code. The way which helped me the most was to look through open source games and try to understand what each script and each function does. If you use this method, make sure the game is well scripted and isn't just a bunch of garbage thrown together. Also keep in mind there's also tutorials on how to build and how to make GFX and art and whatnot. It's not really that hard, it just takes a lot of practice. I bet after like a week or two of messing around in studio, you guys could be skilled enough to do commissions. And maybe like after 2 months or so, you can make a gimmick game like me and my friend and make thousands of dollars. The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win, and everyone wants to view but nobody wants to climb. Remember that. For more videos, please subscribe and like. It would help me out a ton. And here's a funny video I made which you should definitely watch next.